Welcome to Neighbors for Kids.
Yeah, hi, my name's Toby Winn. I'm Executive Director of Development at Neighbors for Kids. I've been here for a long time, going on a couple decades here, and I guess a little bit of background. I went to school at University of Oregon, got a degree in education from there, and I ended up following the nonprofit social services world and worked for a Boys and Girls Club of Emerald Valley in Eugene for 4 or 5 years, and then I moved back to the coast, brought my career back here. Felt like I was needed here for some reason, and I'm back here now, and I've been working with Neighbors for Kids after being hired in 2006 and officially beginning in 2007. So it's been quite a wild ride and very fun and very innovative, and I'm happy to be here. Okay, so Neighbors for Kids, we were founded in 1999. By our founder, original founding member was Loretta Hoagland, who lived in Depot Bay. So last year was our 25th year anniversary. We had an event to celebrate that. So we started as an after-school program only, just limited hours, just kind of some older youth. And we've evolved over the years to where now we have a preschool, after-school, and summer program, and day camp programs. And we serve children from ages 3 to 18. So a wide range of ages, and we've experienced significant growth in the physical infrastructure as well as the scope of our programming and services. And really, the entire time we've been extending our services to meet just more and more needs that we've seen and listened to from throughout Lincoln County, you know, for the children and families. And now here we are today in 2025, and keeping going. Our current programs and projects, I guess when I think about the scope, there's so much always going on here, is that I'll tell you about the unique things we provide, and those fall within that. So first of all, we have this beautiful, safe, strong 7,600 square foot facility that Neighbors for Kids as a nonprofit owns. As I mentioned earlier, we have built it where now our core programs are preschool for 3 to 5-year-olds, and the school age programs would be the day camps during many of those non-school days when school isn't in operation for various reasons that the school's closed, that we typically are open on most of those days to give those children a place to be. And our after-school program, again, is our signature program that's been around since '99. And then we have our summer program, which I can talk about more later in this interview, where we're open 10 weeks long. And in that large void when school's out for the summer, the bell rings, doesn't ring again until September. So we've, we ride that pattern, the seasonal pattern, and we understand we need to be open and open longer hours for that. Unique part too, we're one of only 2 licensed childcare centers, facilities in Lincoln County. It would be us and Samaritan Early Learning Center up in North Lincoln City. So we're licensed by the Oregon Department of Early Learning and Care. We're a USDA food program, so we feed kids healthy meals all year. Another unique thing is we provide private transportation. We have 2 vehicles. Anyone who lives in Lincoln County, you've seen our vans driving around, picking up kids and going on field trips and having fun, getting them from point A to point B to really expand access to our site. On a daily, we provide the social emotional support, you know, just being that the caring adults here for the kids and each individualized child who attends here. And it was especially important after the pandemic and us transitioning out of that, knowing that everyone went through some pretty tough times. We provide academic support, reading, writing, different areas of education for kids. So we try to piggyback the school's efforts on a daily, and we are also redeveloping a real formal tutoring program because we're seeing the need to focus more on that in these years we're in now. We provide visual arts, music lessons, and also martial arts in our facility. We provide sports and fitness and some cooking class, nutrition ed as well. STEM, I think one of the rooms you saw some of our STEM projects, whether it's 3D printing, graphic arts. They just do all kinds of neat things around science and engineering and math. And for the teens, we have a special room we're in now, this interview. We call it the Teen Zone. So we have a place for the 7th graders and up to be, and to have programming and a supervisor of their own that we can do things to accommodate that age group. We do field trips. And some of the most popular ones I wrote down here are surf camps, kayaking, hiking in these local forests, and say swimming at the pools at the rec centers. We do offer family nights and community events. So the family nights are at least 3 times a year, where we invite in the parents and community members, and we do something cool with the kids. We eat dinner together. We showcase the talent that their children have in all these different performances and art or creations, and we do collaborative activities with their kids and just get to meet the staff and bond, because we are like a big family here. I'm almost done. We also do something unique, holiday gift drives. So especially the seasons around the fall and winter, when we go into those months, and Christmas and Thanksgiving and so on, we do holiday gift drives for families in need. So we can try to provide basic needs as well as gifts and things. So, families, the kids can get something special during those times, despite, their, say, economic or, financial situation. And we always invite the community to support that. And then another thing we do that is unique here and consistent is we provide a sliding scale and scholarships. So the families can make sure that they can afford to be here on the days we do charge. So that is a very real inclusive sliding scale, where we make sure that money is not a barrier for the kids to come here and have what we provide. They're always going to have their spot, and we'll meet families where they're at economically so they can make sure the kids can be here. And on a note, we've never charged for the after-school program a nickel for the last 25, 26 years. Something that we just continue to fund, through our fundraising efforts. Again, the scholarships are where they'd be on a sliding scale as well, and they'd support families in need. And one thing we want to make sure we always do here is have fun, because kids are kids, and you only have one childhood, so we got to make sure the kids are here engaged, they're safe, but they're having fun together with their fellow peers, as well as just with our cool, fun, lively staff we have here, our team. Okay, some of the more recent things happening here, I guess I'll showcase some of our fundraising events that are coming up, that are some of them beyond fundraisers. One of them is a new event that's about to happen. It's called a readathon. It's something the board members have helped develop, and it's an event where we are partnering with Altrusa, the other local organization, and we're getting books in kids' hands. And March is the big month to promote literacy, so we're having a readathon, like a reading challenge, and we have it broken up into 3 different age groups, and we are looking for sponsorships and support and donations of gift certificates and prizes and stuff to award these kids for their efforts reading. So that's something pretty cool. We've developed something new that we piloted in the fall called Dine Out for the Kids events. And a lot of these are connected to business, which is perfect. This is the economic summit. And Dine Out for the Kids is where we ask local restaurants and businesses to earmark a portion of their proceeds, their sales of the day, to help support us and our needs as an organization. And we have a chance where we help drive customers to that business base as well, to help possibly get a flow of new customers to that business. And it showcases a partnership. And that worked pretty well for the first couple we tried there. We thank them for their support. And then the bigger one, fundraiser-wise, would not be till July, but I work on it for about 7 or 8 months. But it's we're having our 16th annual charity golf tournament event that's held up at Chinook Winds in North Lincoln City. And and that's something, again, that we seek sponsorships and support and get a bunch of golfers and businesses involved with that. In addition to that, I would say more of a future project and highlight would be the board members and us leadership staff developing and adopting a new strategic business plan, basically. And we're looking at the next 3 years. We're visioning for the future, and we're wanting to implement this plan and achieve our goals. And it's kind of the key activities and goals of this would be around youth education and enrichment, maintaining the quality of what we have, and also looking at developing activities and responding to belonging and cultural responsiveness within our programs and within our staff and our board, expanding youth and family support, and that's also tie into the tutoring I mentioned, but also looking at more of reaching out to the families and the parents themselves, and building our team capacity, so expanding staff or providing extra training for our staff to build the team we need to achieve these goals. And then, of course, the big part of that is also revenue growth and having the resources we need to achieve the goals over that time span. So that would be that would include a lot of help with that as well. Wow, I love that question because we all have dreams, and we have dreams for this organization. And within our strategic planning interviews and stuff that we did to gather data around public perception of us and goals and dreams and expansion, of course that came up, and it is about resources and money. So I would say with enough sustainable money, we'd like to someday expand our model that we have here, Neighbors for Kids. We're one standalone organization here, one site. But honestly, I believe that the infrastructure of Lincoln County needs more permanent, dedicated facilities for children and youth, and especially looking at the range of preschool or even earlier than preschool, all the way through the spectrum of through the teen ages, and where the kids graduate and become part of our local economy and work here. And so that would be dedicated facilities, again, replicating the model. And then with those resources unlimited, we'd also be able to pay our staff, better compensate our staff, the salaries and the money they deserve, and also provide our staff benefits. And it might attract more jobs into those sites as well. I also, from another standpoint, is I believe personally, and as an organization, if we had unlimited resources, I think Lincoln City needs more large sports complexes and land donated or dedicated to that, like with soccer fields and basketball fields and baseball fields and facilities and a venue and bathrooms and concession stands. Because in the valley, Eugene, Salem, Corvallis, Portland, you see those. And I think those just support the youth sports in the area and give you enough field space where you're not having to share, around here there's just not enough field space to accommodate the amount of teams and kids that want to play. So I think that would be huge for this area, and that would also attract more people from other areas and tournaments and teams. So it would actually boost the local economy when we get flooded for these tournaments, which would be a good thing, but we could actually accommodate the games that they have to play. So that would be our vision. And we have a dream and to expand, and we can do it through strategic planning, but just having an unlimited budget and resources would be amazing for us. So I guess our most direct correlation and connection to the economy would be childcare, because we support so many different working families, and having a resource like childcare available consistently across the year just enables parents to work more. And work longer hours and to miss less time of work, because as we know, people only have so much PTO time, paid time off. So your children have to have a safe place to be while you go to work, and that's just the fact. And I look at our programs here, and I look at the hours and the offerings we have, and they typically fall within the normal work day. For instance, our preschool operates year-round, not on the weekends, but now we start at 7:30 in the morning and go to 6 at night. In the summertime, 5:30, so not much different. But we actually expanded our opening hours to 7:30 from 8 because we actually had local families that needed to get to work at 8, and we're in Depot Bay, so if they would have to commute from here, then we actually made a decision as an organization to start opening at 7:30. And the parents are quite happy we did that, because now their child can be here and have early childhood education, and the parent can get to work. And so that's just an example. Our after-school program, again, we're open after the bell rings after school from 3 to 6. And so that fills that void of time when parents are typically at work, 9 to 5, 8 to 4. And then we have our day camps, which I mentioned earlier, and that would be the non-school days, riddled across the school year calendar between September and June. And the summer day camp, again, where we offer the 10 weeks of full day programming when this area is typically peaking with tourism. As we know, everything ramps up. So as we've built the organization around our families and the children that we support, we realize that we need to build our programming and our hours of operation to respond to the peaks and valleys that we have here. It's just our reality. Another thing interesting to note, especially here in Depot Bay and locally in, say, Newport and Lincoln City, is our parents come from all types of different work environments, from restaurants to retail businesses to hotels to charter and commercial fishing boats, landscapers, construction workers, social services, school teachers, city and county jobs, fire department, U.S. Coast Guard, and more. So we're serving a diverse group of families and from all over our workforce in this area. And so we're doing our part, and we're doing the best we can with that. In addition, to mention that we have 12 employees ourselves, of course, me being one of them. And even more in the summer, we typically have to hire even more. So we create jobs for local people here who help fuel our economy. Another thing to note is we have typically a budget of materials and supplies and food to spend each year. So we buy a lot of stuff. We shop in local businesses. We try to keep as much as we can local. And something I forgot to make a note of earlier is we've had significant amount of capital projects here, building the building itself, first of all, and finishing it in 2010, as well as looking at the capital improvements we've made over the years and land acquisition and so on for our parking lot. We've had to, spend money there. And we typically always try to hire local contractors and shop locally, unless we can't get bids, of course, or the amount needed from the area. And that's been great to fuel the local economy. And one more thing I'll mention is that as we transitioned out of the pandemic and we reopened here for childcare services so the parents could go back to work as the whole world was kind of bouncing back, we were recognized as a vital community resource serving the North Coast region of the state of Oregon by the Oregon Community Foundation, which is a huge, grantor, one of the biggest grantors in our region. And they even published a story about Neighbors for Kids for the first time ever in their 2022 annual report. Wow. So we're very proud to, remind or let people know for the first time of that. It's quite an honor. It kind of makes you proud of the work you do, and especially around the child care and the family support and just giving these kids a safe place to be. So I would say Lincoln County is just such a beautiful area to live, physically, just the nature of the coast. It's just beautiful here, and it's full of caring, talented people. It's just, I think we have a very unique array of people here, and we have a lot of great kids and families who live here as well. And I would say that we're just honored to do our part to serve them. But I guess my big message here would say that as a community here in Lincoln County, we made it through a pandemic together. So the people all rallied together, and no matter who you were, everyone played a part in that. And I think it really showed the Lincoln County community's resilience and capacity during an emergency like that. So, and how much people care about each other here. So I think let's just be proud of that as Lincoln County, and let's continue to support each other because there could be uncertain times ahead or unknowns and things we have to persevere through. So we have to stick together as here in Lincoln County. Well, we're a 501c3 charitable organization, so of course fundraising. My main role here now is finding donations. So if anyone would like to ever support us and make some type of monetary donation to the organization, that would be incredible. We'd appreciate that. In addition, we have events and fundraisers and things you can sponsor as business. And just as people, as individuals, fundraising events, and some of the ones I mentioned earlier, like the Readathon and Dine Out for the Kids. Here's another opportunity. We are seeking new board members. At this time, we are now, and sometime in the future, we may be, because as you know, boards have succession plans and people come and go. So we are seeking new board members if someone might be interested and bring a skill set and bring passion to our organization to help us move that mission forward if you're interested in the work we do, and to help us move this strategic plan forward for the next 3 years. And because we have some challenges ahead. And to join our team, I would say, we're always, it seems like we're hiring here and there. So if there's job opportunities available, you're welcome to join us in some fun with kids every day. And I guess we are developing more volunteer opportunities for the local community. Right now, we have like some reading and some tutoring, and we're going to be ramping up on that and developing a volunteer coordinator position here where we're going to start recruiting more volunteers and structuring that better. So there may be opportunities to work with the youth themselves or even to help with events outside of our facility. And then I guess another good thing to do is if you care about Neighbors for Kids and now you know more about what we do, just to spread the good word. Just take part in that social capital building to let the world know that yeah, they're cool, they like kids, they do fun stuff, they believe in education and learning and, keeping kids safe and fed healthy meals, and it's a good place to be. Just spreading that good word about Neighbors for Kids would be huge for us. So we appreciate it.